We're back. Okay, listen. I didn't get to go home for Christmas, so it has been a lonely holiday season, and the only thing I've had to entertain me has been ISS Vanguard. I still have not seen the response to any of these videos. I still don't even know if Chris wants these videos. I've just been filming them and sending them to him. These might never see the light of day. That's fine. We're going back to space. Rolling up my sleeves, getting ready to go to space. This space expedition brought to you by Monster Energy, the tastiest one. This mango, delicious. Also energy. Oh, I'm feeling the energy. Maybe that's just sugar. I went out of last session feeling quite testy. We'll say testy. I felt testy coming out of the last mission. We're about to get a new objective. I don't know what that is, but what I always think is entertaining when I'm listening to podcasts or what have you is when I hear people make predictions about the future, right? There's very little interest to me in people seeing a thing happen and then announcing that they expected it would happen after the fact. You didn't know it. You didn't know it unless you said it before the answer was given to you. You have to make your predictions first, right? I mean, this is a scientific thing as well, right? You make a thesis. You make a hypothesis. You say, I think X is going to happen. That's science. And we're out here on the ISS Vanguard to do science. So I'm going to make some predictions because I've been mulling over the information I got last time and thinking about what this new objective might bring me. So I'm going to make some hypotheses. Hypothesis 1. I talked last time about how there's two alien species, right? There's the builders, and then there is I posited that they are called the breakers, but whoever the opposing force to the builders are. Where the builders have seeded life on a bunch of planets, and the breakers seemingly have set out to destroy that life on all of those planets. I've been thinking about this, and as part of the story of this game is the reason we have the ISS Vanguard, this magical spaceship that can go into space, is humanity found the wreckage of an alien spaceship on Earth. And I'm not sure where that whose spaceship that was, whether it was the Builder spaceship or the Breaker spaceship. I think it was the Breaker spaceship because we found this doomsday device on the planet Earth, and that must have been delivered somehow. So let's say the Breakers brought that spaceship and they crashed on Earth. Why'd they leave their spaceship? Why'd they leave their spaceship? Humanity are the breakers, right? The breakers came to wipe out life on Earth. Their ship crashed. Human civilization rose up on the planet Earth, descendants of the breakers. And what we're going to discover, I'm betting, is that humanity are the ones who, we're walking through the path of our own destruction, tracing it back to its source, right? We're going to get to the end of this game, and we're going to look into a mirror and see ourselves, the dark, ultraviolet version of ourselves staring back at us, and we're going to be challenged with the decision, hey, is this quest for science and discovery version of humanity the true humanity, or is it the version of us that wiped out the galaxy? That's my thesis 1. That's what I think is going on. Thesis number 2. We're about to get a new objective. The reason we're getting a new objective is we just researched the Black Knight. And the Black Knight was this alien probe we found orbiting around one of the planets we've explored. Or I think it crashed onto one of the planets we've explored. But we discovered the Black Knight had this cloaking technology on it. Once we learned what the Black Knight was, it was a probe designed to send information back to the builders over incredible distances. So it's sending that information faster than light. Once we figured out how that worked and we made our own version of that radio, we instantly got a communication from Earth. Because while we've been out in space, Earth found a probe floating around their planet, their Black Knight, and reverse engineered it. And they turned their radio on, and it's been on for months or years at this point. And now that we have a radio, we've connected with theirs. And so now we can talk back and forth to Earth. Here's my prediction. We have a radio now that can talk to all of the other probes, all the other Black Knights. I think we're going to hear from other species who, like Earth, discovered the black night around their planet, researched it, learned it was a radio, turned it on, and have been listening. And so at this point, I think what they're listening to is us in the Vanguard talking to Earth, and they're just sort of creeping, right? They're playing Space Voyeur and listening to us. I think when we open up this new objective, we're either going to get a communication from some aliens. I'm going to get to just meet some aliens in this game finally that don't want to kill me, or we're going to notice that someone's been listening in on our communications, and we're gonna wiretap them. We're gonna play what's that Will Smith movie where satellites are spying on everyone?
Let's get into his life.
You have something they want! I don't have anything!
Request immediate keyhole visual tasking.
Enemy of the state.
We're gonna that movie The Aliens, right? We're going to backtrace the signal. We're going to tap the phone. And then prediction number 3, I think I'm going to see lots of crabs, right? Carcinization is real. If you don't know what carcinization is, that means, hey, crabs have evolved like 36 times on the planet Earth, right? Animals keep evolving into crabs because it's a really efficient sort of body plan. But anyway, we're going to see crabs on the next alien planet we land on. 4th prediction. 4th prediction. We're going to see a planet with some sort of civilization upon it. I think what would be exciting for me is if that planet, in a Star Trek-y kind of fashion, had a very primitive civilization on it. Maybe in a Neolithic era, maybe just in like early 18th, 20th century era, a kind of species that cannot help humanity, the ISS Vanguard, learn the secret of the universe, of the builder's map, but who are going to give us like a moral dilemma, right? Do we contact them? Do we not contact them? Do we interact with them? Do we warn them? Does their planet have a doomsday device on it? I think all of these questions are super interesting. I want to see the crew of the ISS Vanguard. I want to struggle with the moral dilemmas. If you've ever heard of the dark forest theory. Dark forest theory is, hey, the galaxy is enormous. There's so many stars. The odds of there being habitable planets are pretty good, just based on the law of numbers, right? And the galaxy is very old, so a lot of these planets that could support life have been around a lot longer, or as long as Earth. So why don't we hear or see humans, or why don't we see communications from aliens in space? Why don't we see their spaceships? Why don't we see their radio transmissions, right? Where's all the evidence of all the people who statistically should be out in the galaxy? And the dark forest theory posits, hey, all civilizations are living in a dark forest where there's a predator, and there's a horrible predator who's hunting everyone down, and so everybody in the dark forest is staying very still and very quiet, trying not to be found. And that's sort of maybe what's going on in this game, ISS Vanguard, because we have the breakers, and we have the builders, and the breakers are breaking what the builders built. So, I think it'd be interesting to arrive on a planet and see a people who are terrified of the existential horror of the dark forest. And here we are, humanity on the ISS Vanguard, rolling in out of the dark of night into orbit above their planet. This is first contact, and from their perspective, it's a nightmare scenario, and from our perspective, we just want to meet friends. I want to see that situation played out, and I hope this game does it well. I've just thought of a 5th prediction. Prediction episode. We're just going to move on. We're going to play the game, or I'm just going to sit here and make predictions and talk about science fiction and storytelling forever. All right, here's my brand new objective. Treasure Trove. Objective, go to Kepler 831 and look for the cluster of signals. Our new brand new fancy telescope has discovered a cluster of steelies all in one spot in one solar system. So we're going to go there. If you don't know what steelies are, I don't know if I've described that yet. Each planet where the builders seem to have seeded life also has this steely. It's like an obelisk, right? It's like the obelisk from 2001: A Space Odyssey. So we're going to Kepler 831. We're going to figure out where the heck that is, though. All right, I'm struggling here. Where the hell is Kepler? I'm super perplexed now. I am. So the way I've been playing this game is, hey, this is the star system book, and I've only looked at the star systems where I am currently present and looked at where I can go from them. If I need to find a system called Kepler, I guess I've got to go and look at other pages that I'm not in. That feels like cheating. All right, so where could I go? Where could I go that I haven't been before? Let's figure that out. Okay. So of the 4 solar systems you're supposed to explore with your second objective, you can travel to MP212 from all of them, except for Matchstick. But Matchstick sucks, so it makes sense. It makes sense. The game master of this game decided no one's going to be stupid enough to try to land on Matchstick, so we won't even connect it to the web of possible planets. So everything goes to MP212, and there's nowhere else I could go. So yeah, we're going to there, and we're going to hope that from there we might be able to see a path to Kepler. Okay, before we do that, I've got to deal with my situations. I've got a builder's cult. Strange new religion appears. Its prophets claim the builders of the Eye of the Void are the true gods of humanity and denounce the captain as a blasphemer. You fools! You're scientists, not religious people. Well, maybe some of the religious people snuck in. In fact, discard 1 alien tech discovery and move this card to the waiting envelope, or lose 2 research and lower morale. Okay, or not research. Lose 2 experience and lower morale. I think I only have 1 tech discovery, so I've got 3 experience. So we're gonna discard 2 of them in order to placate the cult. And then I have provocation, which says, hey, I draw another situation. Oh God, wait a second. So both of these go to the awaiting envelope. There's the outbreak. It's back. People are going blind again. Claustrophobia again? And unfinished business. What's this? Small investigations and cases are accumulating at a frightening pace. Security has to spend a full week resolving them. Lower morale and shuffle this card into possible situations. Holy crap, morale is going to drop like a bucket in a ball of boys. Oh my God. This is nuts. Okay, none of this is going to happen this session. This is all going to happen next session at the very start, right? People are going to go blind. The security goes wacko. And claustrophobia, which is also going to lower morale. I always think that we've finally gotten our heads above the water, and then this happens. We have arrived at MP212. This system moves in the opposite direction of the rest of the stars in the cluster, as if in defiance of the global expansion of the universe. Oh, I like this system. Yes, let's defy the universe, MP212. Oh God, wait a second. Mermaid? It doesn't look like I can land on any of these planets. Star is called Mermaid. I like that. I can't land in the solar system. We're gonna have to move on. Okay, we have 3 power. Let's see what we can do. There it is, Kepler. Okay, it costs 2 power to get to MP212. And it costs 1 power to get to Kepler. This system, the only reason it exists is it is a yellow class system. And a yellow class system means you need the reinforced hull modification in order to get to it. I put off that research, which meant I was stuck in a cluster of death systems. I think that those were all late game systems. I think all those planets that were death traps, except for maybe Brimstone. And the game was trying to teach you just to leave, just to push deeper into the galaxy. And here I was stuck there. MP212 is just sort of like a roadblock. There's nothing in it. I mean, I'm not going to waste any power. I'm going to go to Kepler. There's nothing going to stop me now. Don't stop me now. I'm burning like a rocket ship. Going through MP212. I'm going to Kepler now. Wait, I did stop. I just went to MP212D, this ring system, because it says I can get power here. And I did. It gave me 2 more power, so I'm back to 5 power. I haven't lost anything. And now we're going to travel to Kepler, which is only going to cost me 1. We're going into this ready to rumble. Page 10. Oh, Kepler 831. Something in this vast protoplanetary disk emits a signal reminiscent of the builder's steelies. Oh my God, I love it. I love it. It's like the first flame from Dark Souls. Will you kindle it? Will you kindle it? Leonis, MP212. Okay, well, I'm not going to any of those things. Well, we could go back. We could go to Leonis. I have the power. We could skip this Kepler place and just move on. Let's see. We have Kepler A, 831. Kepler 831 cultivation. The Steely cluster in 831b. Oh, interesting. I bet this cluster. Oh man, I bet the breakers destroyed a bunch of planets in this solar system. That's why this is all mushed up. Destroyed a bunch of planets in the solar system that were seeded with life, and then they put all the steelies onto this Kepler 831b just as like a trophy cache, right? Oh, let's read. I kind of want to go to Leonis just to see what's up. If we just pop over to Leonis and then we pop back, that's going to cost 2 power, and that'll leave us with 2 power, and we'll be able to do these 2 things. We can do this if we all first pop over to Leonis. Let's just see what's up in Leonis. Weird. So I went to Leonis, and it tells me first I need to go to log 760. I went to log 760, and it said, the captain refuses to go to that solar system. I'm the captain. I wanted to go there. Who's this other captain? So that's bizarre. But then it also gave me 2 extra power. It said, hey, captain refuses to go there. You find 2 power. So we spent 1 power to try to go to Leonis, and it gave us 2 power back. So now we're at 5 power? We got the juice. Huh. All right, well, we're going to prepare for this landing, I guess. Kepler 831b, the Steely cluster signal. I'm getting a bit of a bad feeling. You know, in like a dark, I should have already said this solar system looks like the first flame from a Dark Souls game. But now that has me thinking, you know, in the Dark Souls games, how there's always that first sort of skill check boss, right? There's like a big, what was it in Dark Souls 3? There was that big sort of soldier that was like frozen in a field, and you touched it, and then it started fighting you, and it was really hard to sort of, especially if you've never played a Dark Souls game before. I hadn't played a Dark Souls game before, and you touch it, and it starts swinging at you, and it takes a long time to sort of figure out its like pattern and how to dodge it, and then you get it, and you're like, aha, I've got it, and then it explodes, and it's full of this black goop, and it becomes like literally impossible to fight, and it's brutal, and it beats you 35 times, especially if you start the game as a naked guy. I started the game as a naked guy because I don't want any hand holding. I'm not gonna start with armor. I'm gonna fight it with a stick. I'm getting an ominous feeling that we're going into that situation, right? This is a Dark Souls system. This is a steely cluster. I'm getting Dead Space vibes. I think we're walking into not a death trap. I think we're walking into the dead. I think we're walking into a graveyard, and there's going to be like some horrifying grave guard. Some revenant is going to come and mindlessly attack me. Yeah, the color scheme of the system with like the fading orange, the candle guttering, and the blackness of space, the steely cluster signal, it's just got an ominous ring to it. But we go to our doom, or our glory. Seems to be a theme, right? Doom or glory, doom or glory, doom or glory, doom or glory. Battle stations! Okay, we went towards that planet. The audio log immediately said there's objects flying towards us. What are they? Missiles? Asteroids? No, they're transport ships. They're docking with our thing. We're being invaded. We cancel all ship management. And we just... Battle stations. We're defending our ship from this is the stuff. This is what I want in a space game. We're being boarded. We got to repel borders. And you know what team I have left in my hand? Bunch of scientists? No. Anne Beckman was a wonderful astrophysicist, great engineer, but no, that's not who we need when we're being boarded by strange aliens in the Dark Souls system. I need Riddick. No, I need the space wizard. I've got cool boy astrophysicist Gong Shun. I've got the tech princess wizard. I've got Willow Baker, who ain't gonna back down no more. I've got Charlie, who's terrifying, but I want terrifying in this situation. And this guy, I can feed to them. I can feed them to them. We're good. We're going in. Guns are blazing. Oh boy. Holy crap. The ISS Vanguard. It told me to flip. They are tricky. They're tricky in this game. They told me to flip like more than halfway through the planet book. So it looked like the whole book was just planetary explorations. But the defense of the ISS Vanguard boarding attack is in the middle of the book, and that's tricky. I could send a better recon man, but I'm gonna send Terry Isaac. If he explodes in this mission, he's here to diplomat. He's a diplomat. He came here to negotiate with the people who are invading us, maybe, or fight them. Old man, maybe wear a shirt that fits next time. I could bring Willow Baker. She's arguably a better security officer. She's level 2 instead of level 1. I'm gonna bring Riddick, Tariff Zogby. He's my engineer. He's gonna engineer some destruction. And then my spines officer, Manish, he's gonna work up some kind of magic trick and get us out of the situation. I assume we're gonna be starting in the destroyed bridge. But the game hasn't told us exactly where that is yet. I've got to go charge my phone because it's just told me it's got 15% battery left. One other thing I need to talk about. These are called aggregators. And they look like, if I'm looking at that correctly, it looks a little bit like the robot on Matchstick that we fought. Bulbous hulking armored suits are tearing through the ship, destroying everything in their path. I think these are the aliens I've been calling the Breakers. Arrogator is kind of a bad name, in my opinion. Maybe they're called that because they are the aggressor, or maybe because they are aggregating materials, or maybe they are arrogators because they are doing the opposite of gathering materials and they are destroying materials. Let's defend this ship. I gotta go charge my phone quick. All right, listen, my phone is charging. And the cord is really short, and it's on the other side of the room, and it's on the floor. So I'm just going to lean over it like this. And I'm going to talk to you for a second. I don't even know what to say. Maybe I don't need to talk to you right now. Man, this is exciting. This is very exciting. I'm under attack. I'm being invaded. We're doing the space thing. Run out the main guns. Never mind the maneuvers. Just go straight at them. Show no quarter. Beat to quarters, boys. We're in it. We're in. I'm being boarded. This is a dream of everyone who owns a ship. You own a castle. You expect the castle to be attacked. I love that we have a spaceship. And I love that spaceship is a place. And that place can be in danger. It's so good. I only have 4, 5, 6. I have 7 crew. I could send my 2 rank 2 crew. My 2 people I love the most. Willow Baker, who is my only old guard crew member who is still left, right? She's rank 2. I could send Young Shun, who is the astrophysicist who went solo down to Brimstone and almost died. He's leveled up, right? He's rip-roaring ready to be a badass. I could put them both on my team. I feel like we're going to have deaths very quickly. I don't want to risk them. I could not put them on my team, right? I could leave them in my reserves. And the game says, hey, there's a chance that when people die in this mission, you'll be able to pull people from your reserves and tag them in. So maybe I don't put them in at the beginning and I tag them in later. So all the crew are starting in the damaged bridge. This icon means they cannot leave until they fix this system. Meanwhile, the aggregators are assaulting the different parts of the ship. As these time tracks count down across here, it's going to be adding tokens here. When there's 10 tokens here, we go to a certain log and the situation gets real bad. My current goal is just to stop the aggregator assaults, right? That's my current objective. So I haven't gotten a chance to tell you guys how this game works on a planet. And we're not on a planet, but we're going to do this. We're going to have to fix the bridge, which means we're going to need to take the action. We're either going to need to roll a total of 4 blue dice or 1 wrench and 1 computer. I don't think I have any computer skills on any of these dice. Here's all my guys. You get to choose which one starts the round, and then you follow turn order. So if I started with this guy, we would just roll back around through it. We're going to start the 2 crew that I have that are decent at fighting these aggregators, right? You're going to need to roll muscles, shields, eyeballs, or computers to fight them. He's got some muscle, but he's got no shields and no computers. He's got muscles and shields and eyeballs. So my security head is definitely going to be good at this. Tariff Zogby, he's got no muscles, no shields. He's got a little blue icon that turns his little blue stars into computers, but he's got no dice that have little blue stars on them. So he's going to be entirely useless. And then finally we have Manish Zahn. He's got lots of blue dice. None of them have computers on them. He can turn blue stars into muscles. I've got no blue stars. I've got no shields. I've got no muscles. I've got no eyeballs. So our science and our engineering are completely useless when it comes to dealing with these aggregators. So it's going to rely on Recon's one little fist dice and mostly security. This is going to be very rough. But that means I'm going to have to rely on engineering and science to fix the bridge, to fix whatever other parts of the ship need fixing, right? These guys are my utility. Those guys are going to be my bruisers, but really it's just going to be him. Oh, wait a second. I didn't mean to take Charlie. We're taking Willow. Willow Baker's coming in. Sacrificial diplomat, Willow Baker, not Riddick, space wizard. Let's do this. We start with our scientist. So first things first, he's got 2 actions. What actions are we going to use? First action I'm going to use is I'm going to try to repair the bridge. So I need 4 blue dice. So he's going to decide to roll all 3 of his blue dice, right? Now this means that both emergencies and random sort of star symbols count as a failure, and we add 1 enemy marker to the advantage slot. None of these dice have stars on them, right? They're all science. Oh, they do have stars on them. Crap. Okay, well, he's going to roll those 3. Oh, brutal. Okay, we have to hope we don't roll any stars. Other crew members in the same spot can contribute 1 dice as a support. He's going to contribute his wrench. He's going to roll that dice. And in order just to get this over with, we can't risk rolling this. You see, each dice has these little things in the corners. And whatever things are in the corners means that that dice is mostly that thing, right? So this dice is mostly eyeballs. This dice is mostly stars. This dice is mostly shields, right? It's got other stuff on it, but mostly it's shields. If I roll this one, I'm quite likely to roll stars. So, damn it. All right, everything fell. Everything fell, but I'm back. I'm back. Okay. Worst possible thing I could have rolled. Let's see what he rolls. Okay. That's a wild. And that's a wild. So we've got it. Okay, first things first. To re-roll a blue. So I'm going to play this card to re-roll a blue. I'm going to re-roll this, which is an accident symbol. Cool. So this is wild. I'm going to say this counts as a computer icon. This is wild. I'm going to say that counts as a wrench. That means we did the wrench and the computer. We're going to go to log 188. Okay? That leaves me with 2 extra dice. So the way cards work is you either play this thing at the top to do what it says, or after you've rolled dice, you can spend dice that match this icon to do the thing below, right? So I could spend 1 dice that has a side on it to do a thing. If that said A, B, I could use 2 dice that had different sides on them, etc., right? But I could use this to discard a lead token from any... All right, this is not useful right now. He helped, so he also gets to use a card to help if he wants. I forgot to draw his hand. Let's see what was in his hand. Okay, none of this is useful. None of this is useful. So these 2 dice, unused, are just going to go and live here. It's a little sad. This is going to be a little chaotic. Sorry. And then this also goes to the spent pool. And then his dice that he did use to assist goes to his spent pool, right? And so the only way dice come out of the spent pool and go back to your active available pool is you need to spend supplies. So we start the game, with this particular game, with 8 supplies. Usually the supply track is on the lander. Here we have 8 supplies. So if I used 1 supply, for instance, I could take half of his total dice and move them from the spent pool to this pool. He's got 6 total dice, so we could move 3 dice from his spent pool to here as an action if he uses 1 supplies. I don't see a reason not to do that, so that's what we're going to do. I'm going to take back his 3 dice, right? He gets to draw a card for it, and that cost me 1 supply. So I can do that 7 times now in this game. And that's sort of our limit. Once we have no supplies left, the way that we refresh dice is this is how it works. So let's imagine we were out of supplies and he was in this situation again, right? He could refresh dice by exerting himself. And the exert action means he takes a dice from his spent pool and he returns it to the box. So it leaves the game. He'll get it back. The science division will get that dice back next time we go on a planet, but it gets sacrificed for this game. And then he gets to refresh 5 dice. Boom, right? If he ever gets down to only 3 dice total, and he would go to exert himself, instead of sacrificing a dice, he gains a wound. Once he has 3 wounds, there's a chance he could die when he gets back to the ship. I'm playing Ultra Dead rules, so if he gets 4 wounds, he immediately dies. If I wasn't playing Ultra Dead rules, on 4 wounds, he would evac. But this is a special mission. There's nowhere to evac because we're being attacked on the ship. So essentially, this mission does have the Ultra Dead rules, right? You can't evac. The other thing that happens when you get a wound, you get a wound dice. It needs to fit into your tray somewhere. And also, you have to roll that dice every time you roll dice. And if it ever matches these icons, bad stuff happens to you. That's sort of how this game works. I can't believe it. This is the 3rd diary series, or diary video I'm recording. Right, I've edited the other 2. It's shocking to me. I haven't even been able to talk about the mechanics of landing on planets. It's all been about people just exploding in space, me running out of resources, morale dropping. Right? Now we're getting into, I think the actual bulk of the game is supposed to be this. Minitia's done. We go to Terry Isaac. What's he going to do? Well, we're in the bridge. We fixed it. Well, we got to go and fix these problems. So he's going to walk across here. He's going to have to burn 1 dice. So he's going to take a dice. He burns 1 dice. And he walks over there. And I'm going to have to go check this log. Oh my God, I love it. I love it. Okay, so the log just told me that throughout this ship event, I'm going to get put in tough situations where I have to make a choice. Either I send one of my away team crew to deal with an issue, or I choose one of my crew from the awaiting section to deal with an issue, or I just leave it unresolved and let the imaginary bridge crew deal with it. So I've walked into this space. The crew's panicked. No one's leading them. Everyone's running around with like chickens with their heads cut off. What do I do? The only one in that section right now is Terry Isaac. Right? All the rest of my crew is still in the bridge. Right? We haven't left that first position. So I don't have a lot of crew in this section to actually deal with anything. It's just Terry. He's a diplomat, basically all he's got. The app told me that sometimes the icons on players' cards, sometimes their rank, is going to decide whether they succeed or fail. This has the chance to just immediately kill a crew member if I send them to do it. So, what would I do? Who would I send? Right, the crew is without leadership, right? We're being attacked. I'm imagining right now that all the crew that have quit, right, that they're the freeloading crew that are just milling about on my ship, they're running around. They don't know what to do. Does Terry Isaac take command? Or do I send maybe Tabasco Sauce? Tabasco Sauce might be. She's got computers. She's rank 1. She's security. I don't know if she's really best for this. Myers, well, he's unbreakable, but he's good at mining, and he's a security officer. I don't know if that sounds like he's particularly good at dealing with panicked crew. Gongshun, this guy, a legend on the crew. He's rank 2. And he's recon. Maybe he's important. Maybe he could do it. But he's got a science icon. He doesn't feel like a guy who I would send to lead the crew in a moment of crisis. But Terry Isaac's in the spot. He's my sacrificial diplomat. This is why I brought him. Well, I brought him to talk to aliens and to die if the case required it. But maybe this is it. Maybe I need a diplomat in this situation. Terry, I go Pikachu. I choose you. Terry's going to deal with this situation. I've decided. Holy crap. Okay. So apparently I wouldn't have gotten this card in this slot if I had chosen not to deal with it, or if I had sent one of those crew to deal with it, or if I just left it for the bridge crew. Panic crowd. And it's got this icon, so I can't leave. All right, so what this has happened is if I send my away team to do a thing, I get added places on the board that I need to go to and do things at. So now I can't get here faster because I have to deal with the panic crowd. I understand now. So I need to roll shields or 2 greens or some muscles. Well, he's got 2 greens, And his blue star turns into shields, and he's got a muscle dice. Oh, and if this gets to the end, it resets this whole track. Okay, yes, he's going to just roll his entire dice pool. There's no one there to help him. Okay, let's go. Terry. Okay, first things first. That's a muscle, so I get to add this to the card. Muscle is spent. This is 2 wild, so I'm going to count them as both muscles. Muscle, muscle. Cool. This is 2 greens, and 2 greens counts as a forward. And this is a blue star. Blue star doesn't do anything. Oh, wait. He turns blue stars into shields. I need shields to move this forward. All right. This is beautiful. Terry, you did it. You controlled the crew all by yourself. Holy crap. I love this mission. Okay. There's an evil alien cruiser on our tail firing missiles at us. I have to get to the hangar bay to launch an interceptor. Well, my landing craft, probably the good old Space Ranger, to go and fight it. Or maybe I launch the Pelican at it and just hope it explodes. My God, I love this. Okay. Terry Isaac's done. He's got no dice left, but he created a defensive perimeter. Oh man, I love this. This is good. This is why I wanted a space game. I've moved up Willow Baker. She's gotten to the defensive cordon from the bridge. She can either go, she goes south, she gets to, this is where the hangar bay is, or she can move from here. I think the armory is here. If she goes north, I think this is the medical bay. I think the best route is probably to go and gun it. Because if we get rid of the assault, because if we finish off this cruiser, then we can stop the bombardment. That all seems quite good. If I go there, it's probably going to give me another dilemma. If it gives me a dilemma, only Willow Baker will be there, and she's not the best as far as fixing situations goes. And I'll have to decide once she gets there. We go down, we see what it is. Willow Baker can handle it. I believe in you. Holy smokes. Okay, this is bad. Also, and this is more important than anything that's going on the ISS Vanguard right now, Chris has just texted me, and he just said, I'm in. He's playing Fortnite right now. And he says, Zach, I need its number 2. Zach, please come. We're going to win a crown. And I'm divided now. My ship is being invaded by aliens. Willow Baker is within striking distance of the hangar bay. I need an interceptor so I can stop this assault cruiser from launching missiles and bombarding my ship. But Chris has put up the bat signal. He needs someone to go play Fortnite with him. This just might be the best night I've experienced ever. What is happening here, aggregators have invaded the sleeping pods filled with all of the crew that I haven't hired yet, and they're killing them in their pods. So I have to make a choice. Does Willow Baker deal with them now? Do I send one of these crew to try to stop them? Or do I leave it for the bridge crew? Willow Baker is my security chief. She's got 3 red dice. She's probably the one for it, and she's also rank 2. I could send Charlie Myers to help. Gung Shun's not a fighter. Neither is Tabasco Sauce. Willow Baker's just going to try to save the entire crew. Willow Baker, save everyone. It's giving me the torpor chambers. I need to roll muscles, shields, and eyeballs to fight the robots out of the sleeping chambers and save everybody. In order to roll here, I have to roll 1 danger dice. If an aggregator war swarm is on the planet board, roll. I don't know what that is. Okay, so we're rolling level A dangers. That's the lowest danger. We just need 1, 2, 3. We need 4 successes. I'm going to roll my muscle dice. I'm going to roll my eyeballs. I'm going to roll both of these. That should, if all of these succeed, it should be enough to solve the situation. Let's go. Shield, good. Shield, good. Muscle, good. So that is a dice appears, a dice moves, a dice move. So we need 1 more success in order to get that. The green's not going to do it. Let's see if I can play a card to fix this situation. I can play, during a dice roll, reroll 1. I'm going to play this. I just need an eyeball. This is wild. That's it. Okay, we've done it. She in 1 turn has gotten there and saved everybody. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Okay, this log basically says Willow Baker is being reprimanded because she keeps leading successful missions. By doing so, she keeps putting herself in danger. distracting threats by drawing its attention. It's good practice, but Baker played with the thing to show off to everybody. Despite the fact that nothing bad happened, she should receive a reprimand. Look, she's dancing with the devil here, right? Now she's just showing off in front of these robots during the boarding invasion. Brilliant. So she's about to upgrade. There's Willow Baker, as she used to be. But I've just completed her personal objective. She's being reprimanded for taking on too much risk, and she's turning into New Willow Baker. New Willow Baker has face tats. There's a little bit of an undercut. I think she has some wilder dreads. That's pretty cool. More purple going on, and now she has 2 icons. And I think she has maybe a better ability. That's cool. Okay. Willow Baker's doing it. My crew is doing it. These robots don't know what hit them. Chris has sent me another message. I have to go and save him in Fortnite. Let's go. I'll be back. You know, for you, it'll be moments. Maybe I'll put in a little clip of us winning in Fortnite. Yep, Fortnite was a bust. Me and Chris both logged in, and it put us into the queue. And now I have no Fortnite. I had a bunch of energy running upstairs, a bunch of energy running back downstairs. Did you hear that siren at the beginning there? There was a fire alarm. Fire alarm went off. Then I had to run downstairs and out of the building, then into the building to turn off the fire alarm. And I guess our neighbors are cooking. Anyway, back to the important work. So I'm back to the top of the round. My scientist wizard, Manish Jean, I'm going to send him towards the medical bay. Right? I have Willow Baker, my security chief, and Tarav Zogby, that's Space Riddick, heading towards the interceptors to launch them to try to deal with this assault cruiser that's chasing after me. So we found the crew had beaten open one of these robots that are attacking us, one of these aggregator robots, and had ripped open the dome of its the cockpit. And instead of finding a living creature piloting it, there's this mass of computers submerged in a biological slime. And according to the log, my crew are just sort of stabbing their crowbars and things into this slime. And it says it looks like the robot is in agony. And I have the choice whether to stop them and let the creature die in peace, or let the crew continue to try to beat it to death with their wrenches and things. Listen. Does this evil space warlock look like someone who would give mercy to the alien robot that's trying to destroy his ship? No. This evil space wizard, I'm going to let the crew have their way with this robot, just tear it to pieces. Listen, these giant robots are trying to kill everyone. I've just found them in the sleeping pod area, murdering all of my crew that are asleep. And some of my crew managed to stop one of these war robots using wrenches and crowbars. I have no reason to think that leaving this thing alone, it's going to not hurt me, right? This robot could crawl after me and like a zombie doom my ship. No, I'm going to let my crew just beat the crap out of it. Space Wizard's going to head towards the medical bay to save my crew. If these guys want to talk, I'm happy to talk. Make peace, happy to make peace. If they would like me to apologize for this situation, I will apologize and make reparations. But they're trying to kill me right now. It's live or die. And these things might just be robots anyway, right? It's entirely up to interpretation whether this thing is in pain. And they're killing my people, right? It's us or them, and I have no reason to... Yeah, we let my crew kill this robot. I would kill this robot if I had the opportunity as well. Well, we're going to the medical wing. We're going to save as many of our crew as we can. We're going to solve this problem. Broza! We've cleared out the hangar, and it's given me a choice. I can either put a card on this board that would give me a bunch of things I need to do to prepare a lander to launch. Or I can choose one of these crew to take the spaceship, unprepared, and they will die crashing it into the alien spaceship. Tabasco sauce, my guy, or Dark Agent Matter Man. Listen, I've been doing very well, it feels like, in this attack. I've had the perfect dice at the perfect times. Part of me is tempted. Part of me is tempted to put the card here and prepare the lander properly. I mean, I love all these guys. Do I send them on a death mission? I don't even know for sure if the death mission is going to save us from the rocket ship. Here's the thing. The ship that's chasing us has all these tracks on it. So presumably, if I prepared the ship properly, I'd have to send some crew to this spot. And then they'd have to roll these icons in order to succeed this. What does this need? This needs computers. None of my guys are good at computers. None of them can do it, right? This is a nobody can do thing. Exploration icons. Only my diplomat guy has that, and he's not anywhere near here. Shields. The only person with shields is Willow Baker. And I need Willow Baker because she's the only one who has the dice that can deal with the aggregator assaults on the other parts of this board. So if I make it harder for because I'm going to make it harder for myself. No. If we properly prepare the lander, we're going to have to send somebody to that other ship, and they're going to have to do a bunch of actions in order to shut it down. That's going to be so hard, and I'm riding on the ragged edge. I'm almost out of supplies. I only have 4 supplies left. So we're going to send a sacrifice. The unbreakable Charlie Myers, my Dark Knight, Gong Shun, my astrophysicist, who sacrificed himself on brimstone for our sins, you know, to buy us time. He's level 2. He looks so cool. Tabasco sauce. Looks like a character from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. He's got little rabbit ears, little tech rabbit ears. This is a VTuber. This is a future VTuber gone on a space trip. I like them all. And I've lost so many people in this game. So many people have died. Do I sacrifice more? I don't want to order anyone to just kill themselves. I want to just do this properly, but I've suffered so much. I don't have the crew. If I had more crew in my hand, I definitely would. No. Charlie Myers, we brought you from Earth just for this purpose. You did horrible things on Earth. You killed people. There was that time you were ordered to go and kill someone's dog, and then you killed the wrong dog, and you had to go to the other apartment and kill their dog, and then you got the message, hey, wait, no, mind, don't kill the dog, kill the guy, and so you had to go back and you killed the guy, and then the wife came home and found the dog and the guy dead, and you know, you were late at this point because you had waited all this time killing the wrong dog, so you had to kill the wife, and then the police showed up and you had to kill all the police, and then, you know, and then you had 5 stars in the GTA mission, and so you had to escape the city, and then the higher up said, wait, this was all a big mistake anyway. And listen, you've done horrible things. You've done horrible things. And you've done them maybe you thought you were doing them for the right reasons. This time you are going to do something horrible, Charlie. You're going to do them this time for the right reasons. This is why you were sent on this perfectly altruistic mission into space, right? You're gonna sacrifice your life for everybody else's life. Oh gosh, I'm back. Oh man. Okay. So I picked the option, sacrifice, like send a crew member to go and sacrifice themselves. And then it gave me the information. You know, so there was this. And this was at number 1 on this track. Oh, sorry, at number 1 on this track. And it said, hey, if you send a crew member that's rank 2, this moves 1. If you send a security member, it moves 1. If you send a recon member, it moves 1. And if one of the people have a shield, a computer, or an exploration icon, it moves 1. I can't just send him. He's only going to move the track 1. I can't just send him. He's only going to move the track 2. And she's only going to move the track 2. I need to send all 3 of them to kill this thing. And I've already chosen the option to sacrifice someone. I'm not just going to waste my whole action. So I sent all 3 of them to their deaths. And I couldn't send them in the basic Space Ranger. I had to send them in the Pelican. I'm glad I let my crew hit that robot in its brain with those crowbars. Maybe these aliens, these aggregators, maybe they think humanity is a horrible plague unleashed on the galaxy. I'm going to show them that they're right. I'm going to kick these guys off my ship. I'm going to find their home world. And we're going to do terrible things. Let's go. It still hurts. God damn it. Here's the situation I'm in now. It's Manish's the Space Wizard's turn. I can send him into the medical bay. He can do nothing. He's got none of the dice necessary. I can send him towards the armory. He still can't do anything, but he'll be there when the rest of the team shows up, and he might be able to assist with dice or maybe cards. And I'm not going to waste any supplies refreshing his stuff because he's practically useless. So that's what I'm going to do. He's just going to go there. Okay, if they have 10 markers on the advantage track, I lose. We're at 6 in 2 turns, probably, unless I roll good events. In about 2 turns, okay, we have to get to the armory. We have to stop them now. All right, I got everyone here. It is currently my science officer, the Space Wizard's turn. He's going to roll all of his dice. These blue dice, they're useless. They have no chance unless I roll the wild, which is one side. So I got a 1 in 6 chance in each of these dice to roll a fist, a shield, an eyeball, or a computer. That's what the wild side's going to do. I'm going to roll all of those. Everyone else is going to contribute 1 dice to help. I'm going to hope that that's enough. Yeah, let's do this. Okay, the other thing I need to do is I got to roll a danger dice. That's, okay, let's find out what that means. It's danger level A. So we look at A, that means nothing. This symbol means nothing now. So that didn't do any damage to me. That's great. What did I roll? I rolled an accident, a wild, and a blue star. Blue star for him counts as muscle dice. This is great. So this is 2 successes right there. 1, 2. He's going to play this card, which lets him re-roll the blue. We're going to get not an accident. That's another muscle right there. That's it. Oh, beautiful. Okay, I already committed. Everyone else is going to roll a dice. We just need 2 more successes. Starting with our engineering player, going to roll the wild dice. That's 2 successes. Beautiful. 1, 2. And he has to roll his injury dice. He's going to have to discard a dice. So this dice goes from his rolling pool into his spent pool. He's got no dice left. Or I'm going to roll everyone else's dice anyway, because there's a chance I can use their cards for stuff. 2 wilds. I could use their cards for these. This is actually flipping amazing. Oh boy, this is actually flipping amazing. Things are looking up. Brutal. There's just 1 spot left where the aggregators are attacking the ship. I'm headed there right now, and I found one of the ops officers from the bridge, and they're bleeding out on the ground and they are dying. And the game has given me the option, do I stay and sit with them, or do I run past him to go and deal with the situation? There's 1 spot left. I just need to go to the aggregator assault. And here's the thing. The only one in the space right now is my space wizard. It's Manish. This is his last action, was arriving in this space. Mechanically, like, I would like to stay. I also need to deal with this situation. If I let it get out of hand, everyone's going to die. I can't let sentiment cloud my judgment here. But Manish is out of actions. So I don't mind him spending more time sitting there because he has got no actions. It's not like he's wasting anything. Mechanically, I'm worried that if I say I'm going to sit with this man, it'll put a card on this spot where I have to spend a bunch of actions to sit with him. And this is the only location that gets me to the hospital wing. To sit or not to sit. To be human or not human. Right? I mean, like, that's the moral dilemma that the game is presenting here, right? Do you have emotions or do you not? And the thing is, like, yeah, I feel bad. The guy's dying. I like the guy. He runs ops. I like him. He's a human being. He's part of our crew. I love the man. This is not a question of whether you're a good person or not, whether you're going to sit with this guy. There's stuff going on that desperately needs my help. And let's fictionalize the mechanics here. This ship has thousands of crew on them. The crew that are asleep are being beaten to death by robots. If I wait 1 more turn, those robots are going to continue crushing people in their sleeping pods, right? I've only got 1 more turn to delay that. The bridge crew aren't doing anything. There's only 4 people, my away team. Only 4 people, my away team on this entire ship that are bothering to deal with this situation, right? All the crew that were all my way team crew that like I could be sending to help out in situations, they're dead. I strapped them to a bomb, or they strapped themselves to a bomb and sacrificed themselves like glorious spacemen. All the boys are dead. There's only 4 people on this ship of thousands who are actively trying to solve this situation. One of those 4 has stumbled upon a dying man. It's tragic, but I cannot spare 1/4 of my crew that are actually dealing with the problem to sit with this man, to make him feel better, to make me feel better. We ignore him, right? That's not a question. I'm not struggling with that decision at all. It's tragic, but it's necessary. What I'm struggling with is how is the game going to mechanically simulate this situation, right? Is it going to put a card here, and is that card going to mechanically stop me? Or is it just going to say, like, you sit with him? I'm going to ignore him and hope the game doesn't mechanically punish me for it. And you know what? This pathway that I'm fighting in right now, it's the pathway to the medical wing. Like in fiction, again, if there's any hope for this guy, I've got to get him to the hospital. In order to get to the hospital, I need to walk into this spot. I need to fight off the giant killer robots that are fighting me. There is no question here what I need to do. We go. We leave him and we go. We suddenly have sudden tremors. Explosions are shaking the ship. I'm refreshing less dice. I came across a spot on the board. It says, hey, you've walked into the brig. The brig is full of all of the people who have dissented with the captain. And there's one guy who tried to shoot the captain, and they're all locked up in the brig. In fiction, I'm going to say these are all the crew that have quit due to my low morale troubles. And the game gave me the option. Let them all out of the brig, and they'll run rampant across the ship, and they'll fight the aliens for me, or leave them in the brig. Listen, we're all humans, and we're facing an existential threat. I'm not going to leave them locked in the brig. They get out. I'm letting them out. We're fighting these aliens, because if we fail, it doesn't matter if they're locked in the brig or not. And if we succeed, I can lock them up again, or they can prove themselves to be good people. Like, they all joined this mission as scientists to save humanity, and the stakes are only getting higher as we go through this game. But then the game told me I let them out. So I let them out. And the game told me, okay, you've got to lower morale. So I opened up the ship book. Lowered morale. I had managed to raise morale 1 point to low morale, but now we're back to very low morale. And if we lower morale from very low, we go back to the same situation. We start destroying dice from our dice pools permanently, and crew quit. I know for a fact that at least 2 situations in the awaiting folder that are going to come up next mission are going to lower morale. I only have 4 crew. 4 crew that are on this away team right now. I was going to deal with these situations in the ship management phase, but we've skipped the ship management phase because we've gone straight into this combat on the ship. I can't deal with the situations, which means no matter what, at the beginning of the next game, whether I save the ship or I don't, everyone's quitting. That's game over. The end. Tout fini. Like the captain's sitting on the bridge right now looking at the damage numbers and the casualty figures and seeing that the mission is a failure whether we survive or we don't. Right? The question is whether we live long enough to starve to death in space, limping home, or whether we die now. And like the only hope, there's a slim hope, the only hope I can hope for is that situations get discarded for free after this combat, or maybe morale raises twice. I hope so, but I can't know. How do I proceed? We just have to do it. Let's do it to the ragged end of this campaign. I saved this ship. Everybody is in the medical wing except for him. He's almost out of dice. He's just got 2 wound dice, which you can't roll for anything. I'm not going to waste any resources refreshing him. He's got 2 wounds on him. We're in it. We have got one more character who can act. It is our recon man. The man who has managed to actually pull it through, our expendable diplomat, Terry Isaac. He set up the defensive perimeter all by himself. He's been running around. He's been contributing to all of these tests. He's been like pulling his weight. Maybe he wasn't a Nepo baby. Right? Maybe he didn't. Well, maybe he did buy his way on, but he's earning his place, right? Good on you, Isaac. Down to you, the last round. I'm refreshing his dice pool. I'm using my last supply. He's rolling these 3 dice. Willow Baker's going to help him with her 1 green eyeball dice. And Manish is going to help them with his blue dice. And we're going to hope that we roll the one star side. Let's do this. First, Terry Isaac. The muscle dice is the track 1. This dice doesn't do anything. But we're gonna play this to re-roll one green. It does nothing. This blue, it doesn't do anything. I'm gonna re-roll blue. It's wild. That gets me one more spot. All right, now to roll the assistance dice. Willow Baker rolls her dice. Useless. Doesn't do anything. Good try, Willow. And now we go blue dice from Manish, the space wizard. It's wild. It's wild. That gets us there. That's it. It's not over. I cleared out all the invaders, all the aggregator assault cards. I cleared out the ship. I have the med bay, the armory, and the hangar clear. Then I went to the log that I was supposed to go to, and it told me, success. We've run off the invaders. Static noises. Captain cuts into the transmission. A red alert. All other assaults were a diversion. We're back to fighting for the safety of the ship. I've got to get to the Vanguard's core. Things are rough on the ship, though. Almost everyone's out of dice. I've got to get there. And once again, it's muscle dice, it's shields, it's eyeballs. There's so many ways that you could get to this part of the game and not have the icons to do this. There's so many ways you could get to this part of the game and not have the crew to do this. I almost don't have the crew to do this. It's all right. We're just going to do it. I saved this ship. I've gotten all my crew down into the Vanguard's core. We're real low on dice. Discount Riddick. He's got no dice. Well, he's got 1 dice left in his pool. He's got 3 injury dice. He can't contribute any dice as a helper. He's had it rough this mission. Willow Baker. She's here. She's present. She's got 1 eyeball dice left in her whole pool. Manish, the space wizard, he's got 3 dice. Pretty good for this situation. He's got 3 blue science dice, though. It's not good. Essentially, I need him to roll 5s and 6s on a 6-sided dice. Last but not least, this surprising MVP of this mission, Terry Isaac. He's got a red muscle dice. That's good. I need the red muscle dice. He's got a blue dice that has almost all, he's got like 5 sides of it have those little stars on it, and his stars count as shields, and we need that. So the plan is start the game with Manish, roll all 3 of his blues, hope that he gets wilds or stars. If he doesn't, that's fine. It's fine. Sad, but it's fine. Then we go to Terry. He rolls all of his dice, and Willow Baker throws in her eyeball dice. And Tariff Zogby is going to help both times, and maybe his cards will be able to give us some dice mitigation. I don't know. We're going to save this ship. Okay, I've cleared a little space. I don't know if watching these dice get rolled is entertaining to you, but I'm going to film it anyway, and if it's not entertaining, I'm going to cut it. Here's Manish's dice. I'm rolling them now. These 3 blues. Remember, we want triangles or we want blue stars. Oh! Okay, not so good. We got 1 triangle. That's the track. This bottom thing, I imagine, is the destruction of the ship, and that's the countdown. Cool. So he rolled 1 triangle. That's 1 success, which adds 1 purple. It's the best he could do. Zogby had 1 card. He was assisting last time. He can play this card, which lets our scientist Manish reroll 1 blue dice. It's a blue star. This moves forward. Okay, next up, Terry Isaac. He's just rolling all of his dice. He's going to be helped by Willow Baker. He's going to be helped by everybody. Everybody's going to do an assist. Oh, wait. I forgot. I got to roll a danger to do this. So going back to Manish. I'm sorry, this is chaotic. It's 3 prongs. It's danger dice C. Gain 3 prongs, gain an exhausted injury. Now it's Terry. There's so much bookkeeping in this game, and it's just such a mess on the table in front of me. There's tokens and cards and cubes. Okay, Terry, roll your dice. All right, first things first. This is a wild. That's good. I'm going to spend that to move this. He's going to use this to re-roll 1 dice. We're going to re-roll this dice. It's a blue star. Oh, I hope this was here. It was a blue star. It's 1 shield. This moves up again. And then this green doesn't do anything. This green is worthless. Forgot to roll his danger dice. Oh, it's blank. Good. For Willow Baker's assist, she rolls 1 dice. But it's a green star. Green stars give her an exploration icon. That does not help us. Terry's turn is done. We're back to Willow Baker, because Willow Baker only rolled a dice just now because she was assisting. Now it's her turn. So I'm going to burn a dice. I sacrifice one of her dice in order to refresh her dice pool, and she's going to roll her whole dice pool. Let's go. There's an eyeball. There's an emergency. And there's a wild. These two are going to move it. Boop, boop. So that's great. Let's roll her danger dice and see what would have happened. It's blank. Okay. We get to the end. We're going to get to read this log. Holy crap. Here, come up. Come down. No! No! I just spoke for like 30 minutes and I just pressed the stop recording button and it started recording. What did you hear last? What did I last say to you? I gotta check the... I saved the Vanguard's core. Success. Gold star for Zach. The log, when I saved the Vanguard's core from the aliens, said that tentacled aliens opened a portal and crawled out of the Vanguard's core and helped us protect it from the aggregators. And the game's log referred to these tentacled aliens as the visitors. And I am confused. Here's what I know, right? There was the builders, who have seeded life on a bunch of planets. There is my posited breakers, who are setting doomsday devices on planets. Now we have the aggregators, who are these robots with big red eyes that are pretty aggressive. There was maybe one on Matchstick, and there was one here, or there was a bunch of them. There was a whole swarm of them here that attacked the Vanguard. Now we have the visitors. And the visitors seem to be the ones who built the spaceship that crashed on Earth, that we have found and we have turned into the Vanguard, which is why they crawled out of the Vanguard's core. Now I'm confused, because when I was on Matchstick and I beat that giant robot, the giant Titan on Matchstick, the card said that the technology we found that made up that giant robot was very similar to the technology that we found on Earth in that crashed spaceship. So I was assuming that whatever species made the giant robot on Matchstick also made the ship that we turned into the Vanguard. Right, that there was a connection there. And specifically, the probes that we have found, that the builders left to watch all the planets where they seeded life, their technology is not similar to the robot on Matchstick and is not similar to the ship on Earth. Which would suggest that the builders did not send the ship to Earth, the builders did not make these robots, the aggregators. But now it seems not. Now it seems there's some weird technology link between the visitors and the aggregators, right? Because the visitors have icons that we recognize from the ship we found on Earth, but the aggregators seem to have technology that we recognize from the ship we found on Earth, right? A strange technology sort of link between them. And the aggregators seem to have they're robots, but they have this sort of weird biological, viney, tentacly thing going on. And the visitors that came out of the Vanguard's core to save us also have a tentacly thing going on. I'm a little confused. I don't know how all of these parts fit together, right? So we have builders, seeded life everywhere. Breakers, trying to kill all the life that the builders built. We have the aggregators and we have the visitors, who have a technological and perhaps biological link between each other, who are maybe on two different sides of that spectrum. Maybe it's sort of like a species that have diverged, it's split and is now at war with itself, right? That's maybe why the aggregators targeted their own, the core of the Vanguard, right? Because they recognized it as a visitor piece of technology. And here's the thing, the ship that crashed on Earth might be so old that it dates back to the point where the visitors and the aggregators were one species, which may be why the technology is similar to both. And now they have diverged, they've split, there's been a schism, I like that word, schism, and they're fighting each other, or at least opposed to each other. And it's also possible that the aggregators are a machine, right? They're a computer. They're just running a program. Maybe they're not alive. Maybe they've been set out to do a task, right? Because we know that the builders who seeded life across the galaxy put a map in all of the life hid a map inside the DNA of all the life they seeded across the galaxy. And that map has led us on this weird scavenger hunt. It might be that the aggregators are robots designed to be, like in The Amazing Race or Survivor, there's challenges. Maybe the builders set up the aggregators as intentional challenges in this galactic game show that they're running, where they've seeded life and they're running a rat race, and they're seeing which rats get to the end of the maze first, and the aggregators are one of the walls in that race. And the visitors might be creatures who, like us, because humanity has stolen this technology and made the Vanguard. Maybe the visitors have also stolen this technology as a basis for theirs, right? We don't need to assume that these tentacly visitors invented this technology just because they're wearing symbols from the ship we found on Earth. Humans, the Vanguard, stole those symbols as well. Humanity and these tentacly aliens might be doing exactly the same thing, stealing the technology of the aggregators. That makes sense. Okay. Anyway, lore moment's done. We also need to talk about mechanically what happened. I've had to discard a bunch of my good cards from my shipbook. I had to discard my strengthened hull. What does it mean that I've discarded my strengthened hull? It means my prediction was correct last time. Because we've lost our strengthened hull, we can no longer take yellow-coded jumps in the star map book, which means we can never go back to Brimstone, Everstorm, Matchstick, or Atropos. The first 4 systems the game tells you to go to are now locked away, and we need to upgrade the ship again to get back. It makes me think that the entire time, those were late game planets, right? You were supposed to go to them and bounce off of them, maybe get a couple resources, and get funneled into the space battle. The space battle then cripples your ship, and then you need to build up your ship again and level up everything in order to go back to those first 4 planets. We were never supposed to be able to succeed on those planets. I burned so much trying to succeed on them, and I did succeed so much I bought all my way up to 9 dice. That's why those planets were giving me so much experience, because they expected you to go there and really complete them when you were late. Now I'm broken. The other thing that happened is it told me to go into the ship book and remove my tech level card and replace it with tech level 0. I think this screws me forever. Last session, or maybe the session before that, I researched tech level 4 or tech level 5. Anyway, give me 5 power around. It was great. And now we've been reduced down to tech level 0. It's only going to give me 2 power around. Here's the thing. The way I got tech level 5 or 4 was I did a research. That research has now been expelled from the game. If I had waited and not done that research, I could have done that research now and gotten up to tech level 4. But now that research has been discarded from the game, I can never get that research again. And I think I got that research from exploring those first 4 planets, right? And if you are supposed to go back there late game, then that's the reward, right? You go back to the first 4 planets to get the research that gives you the max level tech of your ship that gives you 5 power around. So I'm cut off from that for the rest of the game. Forever. Down to 0. Tech level 0. I'm exhausted. There were so many little time tracks to keep track of. So many little cubes. So much death. I can't believe those people died. Okay, this is what we're doing for the rest of the night. I'm going to the memorial wall. I'm going to say goodbye to my crew. Just leave them. They're dead. Goodbye. Single tear. Then I'm going to clean up this mess that's sprawled across the whole table. I'm going to see if I can log into Fortnite. I'm going to chill out for the rest of the night. Then I'm going to go to work tomorrow. And then we're going to open up when you see me again, we're going to go to the memorial quick, but when you see me again, it'll either be to watch morale plummet and the last of my crew quit, and for this campaign to end in failure, or we're going to scramble on with broken arms and broken legs, bleeding from 1,000 wounds. I mean, if I can, I'm going to put my hands on the baffle plate and hold it down. Tabasco sauce, you're a tech punk princess. You came in our moment of need. You did what security asked of you. You crashed the Pelican into an alien ship and saved thousands, maybe all of humanity. Wish I could have known you more. You go into the memorial, and you're going to get us 3 extra power next round. Charlie Myers, you're a horrible man with an evil past, but you did something truly good, and for that we salute you. Each section may draw 1 random recruit. The recruit may be placed into a rank 1 sleeve or return to recruits. That's exciting. Thank you, Charlie. You've inspired the crew to get up and do some work after that debacle. Gong Shun, I can go here to raise morale. If it's already high, I gain a command. If it's already high. Or I can go here, and each section may draw 1 random recruit. I think I'm going to be losing morale twice. So we're going to go here. Between these 2 spots, it might give us enough random recruits to survive. Let's see who those recruits are. Random recruit 1. Oh, I didn't shuffle this deck. Vadaz, come back to me. I'm going to need it to fix this ship after this debacle. Oh, Jesse Bennett? I see why you weren't on any away missions before, Jesse. Don't worry, we'll get you trained up. Oh, he's a follower? Owen Campbell. Kind of a tough guy kind of thing going on. Not much to say. We'll read their backs some other time. I'm getting tired. Oh, Zamir Anwar. Zamia Anwar. Not a real theme going on this time. That's all right. Oh. I like you. You look like you're from Edward Scissorhands. You've got kind of dead eyes, though. Definite scientist. Opening the case. Oh, you're cool. Definitely cool. Scout. Oh, you look like you're from Destiny. Walton Coley. We'll send you to engineering. And our last guy going to science, or going to security. I don't have the energy to be excited about these people or learn who they are. I think we're going to just have to, if we survive this game, these guys will get to know them in the future. Quickly, we're in the hospital. Tariff Zogby got 3 wounds in the boarding actions. Going full Riddick on everybody. Let's see if he dies. He does not, so he's just critically injured. Manish, he is lightly wounded. Willow Baker came out unscathed. Terry Isaac, lightly wounded. This is this. Till next time, guys. Till next time.
Born in the belly of a rocket ship, as from Terra it did fly. His first cries drowned by the engine's roar, in no cradle did he lie. He'd hit Santana by the time he was 4, Galahad and when he was 9. Born as a spaceman in a spaceman's bed, and as a spaceman he would die. They headed to Divisa in his trading years, when he just turned 24. The captain planned on a mighty pay after running a load of ore. The engine room gave him all they had, but the captain wanted more. They pumped them up to their hottest gains just to hear the rockets roar. 500 miles neath the planet's ground, the engines died away. The captain called, "We need power now, or we'll all die today." The spaceman said, "All the boys are dead, and I'm not far behind. We've pulled much more than she's meant to take, and the baffles have blown wide." The captain said, "Well, do something, man," and the spaceman smiled wide. died. Except hold the plates down with my bare hands, there ain't nothing we can do but enjoy the ride. But the ground flew up with destructive speed, and the spaceman knew his mind. He couldn't sit in the engine room and wait for his friends to die. So he turned and put his hands inside where the engines used to glow. He found the plates and he held them fast, for to quit's just no way to go. And the rocket shook with a mighty roar, and the engines they did cry. And the spaceman smiled in the engine's glow, for as a spaceman he would die. They found the boys in the engine room, by their stations they did lie. The spaceman with his hands on the baffle plate was still sitting there where he died. They took them out, gave them to the stars, not a single spaceman cried. For spacemen in the stars do live, and in the stars they long to die. The spaceman's life for his men did give, and the stars would let them lie. They lived as a spaceman from the day they were born, as a spaceman they would die.